Alright, noisy, noisy, here we come.
There we go. Motor kicked in. That's a good airflow. Nice airflow. Helps keep it cool. Keeps these all nice and cool. I like it. Alright. So I got that set up. Got my air hose down here. Get this over here. Okay, that's set up. See what kind of damage we can do on this now. Go ahead and set you guys up here on the tripod, get you all focused in, and let you have a look at what I'm doing. There we go. Set you over here like this. Yeah, it looks a little better. Okay. All right. See what kind of damage we can do with this. Gloves are cold. They don't want to stretch real very easy. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me or not on here. Check to see if it's even recording still. Yeah, it's still recording. Go ahead and let that go for a while. If the recording stops, no big deal. I mean, you got to see what I'm doing, and I'll just go ahead and get it uploaded. And later, I'll give you another. I'll do another video of me getting some primer on it and some etch primer on the bare metal, and then we'll get some paint on it. I'm not going to paint the whole thing, just doing spots here and there, just cleaning it up. I just want to get it through this winter. That's all I want to do. Then spring, summertime, I'll go back over it and I'll clean it all back up again and do it properly. It's just, this is just a temporary fix. Get you by. A lot of scaling in here. I don't know if I want to use this one or this. I guess this actually is stronger, but these discs right here, I don't know if you can see or not, but it says right here max RPM is 4,500, and I can produce almost 17 to 20,000 RPM with my grinders. So I have to be extremely careful. I mean, extremely careful as to how fast I run this. I can't just go full throttle and balls to the walls and get the thing done. This disc will rip apart. It'll damage. It'll hurt me, and I really don't want to get hurt today. I believe that's a quarter inch shaft on there, and that's what my collet will accept is a quarter inch. So I'll go ahead and use this. This is my weaker of the two. It's not as strong. I believe it runs at, it used to say on here. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This one runs at 18,000 RPMs. So I still cannot go balls to the walls on this one. This one is 25,000 RPMs is how fast this one goes at 90 PSI. So what PSI is this one? Now this is a 90 PSI also at 18,000. But I'm running, I'm actually running about 110 to 113 PSI through this. So actually that RPM is going to be just a hair faster. I do that, but I never fully trigger it. You know, I'll take my finger and I'll keep it underneath my trigger here, just to help feather it. Is all I do. I never run it all the way down. So I'm gonna go grab my tool to do that off of there. Yay, peace and quiet. I love when that thing shuts off. Well, don't worry, it'll kick right back on again. As soon as I start using this thing, it's just, the compressor has a very low setting for where it kicks back on. Where are you at? I know you're in here. Alright, what did I do with it? Oh, I bet I put those in my did I? Or didn't I? No, I didn't. I didn't. They're over here. I'm just not looking hard enough. And like I thought, I am not looking hard enough. Here they are right here. There's two of them. I need one more wrench to get in there. They make special wrenches for these. You can use your own wrench to get into them, but I still like to go ahead and use the special little wrench that comes with it. And it's missing now. I understand that. Anyway, I think I have the important ones. I have different types of mandrels that I use. Here's another mandrel that I have. These are nice mandrels. I like the type that have the flat blade screw on top of it. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Get a closer look at it. I like the type that have the flat screw slot on the top of it because, you know, if you can see that it has very, very low clearance right here. Some people have the types that has a bolt that's sticking out here and you can't get in close to your parts. So that's why I chose these. They work a little bit better. They have two different settings on them. This is a 1/4 inch, and if you have a different type of grinder that you're using that will accept the 3/8 inch, there's a 3/8 inch shaft right there also. So basically you just slide it further in and tighten it to this one, or you put it on your 1/4 and tighten it to this one. So what I'm using today is the 1/4, and that's what these will accept. So I don't need a cutoff wheel today for this job. So, oh cool, look, they put a little tiny crimp, I guess you would call these a crimp hold down washer. It's so this won't come off. That's cool. That's nice. I like that. Packaging, some of that stuff kind of impresses me because that's my job. Is I work in a company where we make products to display things for stores. I weld all these different types of stands and stuff up for them. So when I see packaging and stuff that's used in manufacturing or in stores and stuff like that, it kind of gets me intrigued because that's my job. So I'm not quite sure what they use on this. It looks like it's some type of poly resin on top of what looks like a Scotch-Brite. So it's like a Scotch-Brite, and it's a poly resin based. It looks like there's sand mixed in with it. I see particles of sand actually mixed in with the fibers too. So they have a poly resin based coating with a sand texture mixed in with it that it looks like they dip these in or soak them in or something. And then they mount them on here. So who knows if that thing will break loose, or it looks like it's glued. They have some type of poly glue that they used where they drill a hole through the center of it, put the stud in, put the shaft in, probably have a way of making sure that it's 90 here all the way around. And then they basically resin base it in place so that it does not move. And I'm sure they probably have cogs of some sort on this that slide down in so that it has something to grab a hold of and turn so that this won't bust loose. I'm hoping that's the case. Because I sure wouldn't want to have paid that much money for something like this and then it's just all of a sudden the shaft breaks loose from this. If that's the case, I'll go get me a bolt and just run my bolt all the way through here and just put a nut and washer on it just to hold it, and I just keep on using it then, if that's the case. So, but I don't know. These were made by this company here, Avanti Pro. I know I'm rambling on. Let's get started. Okay. Let's get to work on this thing. All right, now I want to use my slower one. Get my wrenches out here. Loosen this up. Let's put the better wheel on there. Or put the other wheel on there. I'm sorry. Okay, need to go this way. So we want to loosen it. There we go. I never put these on real tight. I just snug them down. There's no need to massively, crank these suckers down. There's just no need to. Give it a little bit of twist back and forth on the piece because the collet actually seats itself down in there, and see now it's loose, but the collet will actually seat itself down into the head of this, and that's what you got to break loose. It's been sitting in there for a while. But we will start out with this and see what this does. See how well this holds out. So we'll go ahead and get that tightened on there. And I don't know, maybe a few people out there that watch my channel that I'm really sorry I haven't been on for a while. I bet it's probably been a year since I've been on here. It's still spinning. I may need the other. Either that or I don't have it tightened. Wait a minute. No, it's still spinning. That shaft should be 1/4 inch. That's what it says on the package. Make it just a hair tighter. There we go. It's tight. It's snug. It's not moving. All you gotta do is just snug it down tight. You don't have to massively crank on it, just until it holds it. That's all you gotta do. And if you get to the point where you're cranking on this thing and trying to dig into something and this starts spinning on your shaft right here, you can tighten it a little bit if you want to, but that just means you're applying too much pressure. You're working too hard. You need to back off and not work so hard. Because you can damage what you're working on if you start digging into it way too hard. And if you're finding yourself that you got to dig too hard into what you're doing, you've got an improper tool. You're not using the right tool to get your job done. You need to find something more aggressive if you're finding yourself trying to hit it even harder. So you just need to back off some. But I think that this is going to be aggressive enough to do what I'm going to do here. So let's get started on this. Let's see what happens. I got my eyeglasses on. I probably should put some goggles and stuff on, but I think I'll be fine. So let's see what this thing does right here, okay? Well, I'll go ahead and show you this right here. It looks like it's wearing the way I want it to. It's starting to round this edge just a little bit. That's what I want. I want it to round it some so that I can get down into some of these other crevices here. It looks like it's not doing too bad of a job. You know, I can still see some pitting on there, but that's no big deal. That's fine. My wire brush, after I get the majority of this crusty stuff off of there with that larger wheel, I'll go back with my wire wheel and see what it does to clean it up. All right. Actually, let me do that right now. Let me transfer over to the wire wheel and see what it does to the pits and see if it cleans the pits out a little better. So, and then after I do this small little section here, I'll cut the camera off. I will finish up the entire rim and then show you. I'll bring you back to show you the rest of the rim. But first, let me show you the wire wheel real fast. So, let's go ahead and transfer over to the wire wheel and see what kind of damage we can do to it, or how, if it's going to work for my purposes. Okay, put that on there. Use the table as leverage to get it knocked it loose. There we go. Comes loose nice and easy because I didn't tighten it down really tight. So I didn't have to overly aggressively get it on there. Should slide right off, which it did. We'll put our wire wheel on here. 1/4 inch. Fits right in there. Get her snug down. I may have to use the table to leverage that. Snug. And yep, it's in there snug. Alright, let's give this one a shot and see what happens. Hopefully the wire wheels won't snag my fingers, because I mean, look at that. I mean, that's pretty close. So, but I guess once I pull the trigger, it'll get me down away from it. So, and then the centrifugal force will actually cause these little hairs here to actually start flying outward a little bit more, so I should be okay. So I actually probably should be using a leather glove, but that's alright, these work fine. So, alrighty. Let's give her a shot and see if it cleans up these pits a little bit. See what it does. I should be using a dust mask too. I shouldn't be breathing this in, so don't follow my example. You know, I'm just being me. What?
You're not the edit that.
Oh, no, I won't. They probably saw you walk in and walk back out. They don't care. And my wife just popped in for a quick second. She said, I'm going to have to edit that part out. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think that'll clean it up very decent, because now that, I mean, as you can see on there, that that doesn't look too bad. So the wire wheel actually is getting down inside the pit, and it's taking even the corrosion out of the pit itself. That doesn't look too bad. I think I can take just that right there and hit it with an etch primer, or my etch coating, and then I'll just throw a primer over the top of it and maybe a little paint on top of that. Let it dry for 2 or 3 days, and then go ahead and mount my tire on here. And then I'll take it over to a shop and have them balance it. I don't have a balancer myself. So, yeah, I believe that's going to work. I like that. Okay. So let me go ahead and get you guys off of here. Yeah, I like that. So that is going to work. So I'll go ahead and I'll take my this larger, I guess it's I'm not sure what you would call it. What do they call it on here? It just says a quick strip disc, quick strip disc. That's all it says. So, and it says they want you to use it on your cordless drill. Forget them. I using my cordless drill. It'll take forever. I need something that I have a little more control over, and I have a lot more control over that than I do a cordless drill. Let's see, the thickness is 1 inch, so you got 1 inch to work with right here. So it looks like they have 2 half-inch pads put together on here, and you just work your way down through them until you work them down to a little nub, until there's nothing left. You could probably take this and work it all the way down to what would look like a little Dremel tool, even, I bet. So you could probably use this for a very long time. And that little short bit I did right there, it just slightly wore it. It didn't really wear it off that bad at all. So yeah, I'm impressed with that. I think I might start using these. And if I can get a lot of use out of this right here, then the $6 I paid for it would probably be worth it. Because granted, I could take this outside and go get my sandblaster, which is right behind you guys here on the camera. You can't see it, but I could go take my sandblaster and I could run around here, have this cleaned up in less than half the time it would take me to do this. But I just don't want to get the sandblaster out and mess with it. It's cold outside and I just want to work inside here. So I think I might go inside and go get my salamander, my heater, bring it out here and give myself a little bit of heat so I can, because as you can see, I did, about 8 to 10 inches right here and maybe 2 inches wide, and I still have the rest of this to do. I still have 2 more inches here to do in that same distance, and just the amount of time of what you saw in real time on the camera. So, all right, shutting you guys off. And I will bring you back when I have all of this cleaned in here. And then we'll go ahead and just do some parts then. I'll be part 1, part 2. All right? Maybe part 3, part 4, maybe, I don't know, part 115 even. I don't care. But just to give you some little example, like here's a little hair right here. So, yeah, so those, it does throw those hairs off. So it looks like they're not going to stay on there perfectly. That's what I don't like about that is I know these break off. I know those little wire hairs break off, and they don't last forever. And they're going to charge me $5, $6 for that thing, and it's irritating. So I'm going to go online, do some searching, and see if I can order them offline. Maybe get 4 or 5 of them for like maybe $10 instead of one for $5 or $6. So it's like okay, all right. You guys take care. Keep practicing in your garages. Make sure you keep up the good work. Keep showing all of us what you're doing.